Good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILECAST on Westnile television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name is Okumuringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines tonight, police kicks off head count of officers in the Westnile region. Over 3,000 patriots pass out in Gulu City. And Fuso lorry knocks 37-kilometer guardrail of Karuma Bridge and overturns into the River Nile. This and more in the NILECAST News Bulletin. In the headlines tonight, police kicks off head count of officers in the Westnile region. Over 3,000 patriots pass out in Gulu City. And Fuso lorry knocks 37-kilometer guardrail of Karuma Bridge and overturns into the River Nile. This and more in the NILECAST News Bulletin. It's Tuesday, the 20th of June 2023, and you're most welcome to the NILECAST on Westnile television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. The Westnile Regional Police Force, with assistance from officers from the headquarters in Kampala, kicked off the head-to-head counting of officers within the service. The Westnile Police spokesperson SSP Anguchia Josephine has warned all officers from shunning the exercise, stating that those who will miss will be at risk of being removed from the payroll. Parish Majid reports more.
The Westnile Regional Police Force, with the assistance of officers from the headquarters in Kampala, has already kicked off with the head-to-head counting of officers within the service. The exercise that began yesterday, according to Westnile Police spokesperson Josephine Anguchia, is aimed at improving service delivery by identifying officers who might have left forces on different grounds but still continue to appear on the payroll.
It is aimed at eliminating ghost officers, and it will also help the team to know the officers who are still working, and then officers who might have died and maybe their names still remain on, or officers who might have deserted, or they might have been discharged from forces. So through this head count, our team from headquarters are going to establish a lot so as to clean the payroll.
The Westnile Police spokesperson also warned all the officers from shunning the exercise, as she says those who will miss it risk being removed from the payroll system.
Cleaning of payroll will mean that we shall be able to eliminate officers who are no longer serving, maybe who have been dismissed or discharged, or those who retired long time ago, or those who deserted and are no longer serving, as well as those who died but are still continuing to receive their salaries. So it's going on, and it's a very important exercise which all officers are supposed to attend. So when officers fail to be head counted, then it will mean that they can be declared as ghost officers, and anytime their names can be deleted from the payroll.
The Uganda Police Force, just like a number of other government entities, has continued to suffer from ghost employees who take huge sums of money from the taxpayers. With this exercise, we hope this issue will be addressed. Parish Majid, Westnile TV, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. District leaders in the West Nile region have accused the National Environment Authority, a statutory body responsible for monitoring and regulating permits activities that are environmentally friendly, over information gap and fueling of distractions on the environment in the region. The leaders are deliberating on the mechanisms to curb the rampant pollution of the environment by manufacturers, encroachers and the distractors in Arua City. Let's have more on that story.
The leadership of the 13 local governments in Westnile region under the umbrella organization Westnile Development Association have accused the Ministry of Water and Environment and other related agencies striving for environmental restoration and conservation over the deteriorating conditions of environment with the associated harsh climatic conditions in the region. During a stakeholders dialogue in Arua City with the ministry officials, the local leaders decried the poor implementation strategy of laws by the ministry and the secrecy of issuance of permits by National Environment Management Authority in wetlands and other protected areas.
Contractors from above, we have investors that come to the districts without district knowing what exactly they are doing. So it's a limitation for us. We cannot follow the level of distraction they are doing per what they are supposed to do.
Where we rejected an hotel to be put in a wetland, and then the person went to NEMA, and NEMA came and did and certified this person. What irrelevance is this?
All of our tap we produce here goes out, and we only have 2 outlets from West Nile. If not Pakwat, then it's Larobi.
I want to understand the difference between the damages caused by those with permits and those with titles. If they are the same, why give the permit?
The Vice Chairperson, Westnile Development Association, Wenta Omitostin, who is also Pakwasi District Chairman, says aquatic lives and other fragile ecosystem has been threatened by infrastructural projects carried out by ministries on water bodies and along the buffer zones of riverbanks.
The fish species are all depleted, they are getting extinct. When we have Ministry of Water and Environment, when we have got Ministry of Works, when we have got government in Uganda, and they are blessed with the Constitution and given the power to plan, the government put in place actually a catchment plan. But these catchment plans have not been disseminated to the grassroots. And other than disseminating, failing to disseminate, there has been no strategic resources which have been placed to implement the catchment plans.
Basalza Edgar, District Support Officer at National Environment Management Authority, in turn blames district officials for not doing enough in persuading the encroachers on the buffer zones of the protected areas.
Look at 90% of the structures and other activities being approved under physical planning are within ecological systems. Is that the role of NEMA? To approve plans in wetlands, to approve buildings in sensitive ecological systems? No. To summarize that one in a single sentence, let everybody play his role.
World Bank in 2021 reported that 41% of Uganda's land had degraded, contributing to economic vulnerabilities and extreme poverty, and costs about 17% of the country's gross domestic product.
And more in our stories for the evening. The security in Gulu City, together with the National Secretariat for Patriotism Club Uganda, have passed out a total of 3,500 students who are undergoing a patriotism course at the respective schools, and their patriots and are mainly students in Senior 1 and Senior 5 from the 9 secondary schools in Gulu City. Let's have more on that story.
After a month of both physical and psychological training, the security team in Gulu City, together with National Secretariat for Patriotism Club Uganda, has concluded today with a colorful pass-out event of over 3,000 patriots from various schools in Gulu City.
I now take the opportunity to flag you off and wish you a safe journey as we love Uganda. For God and my country. Asante sana.
Some students share with Westnile television what they expect and how they are going to use the knowledge to help their community.
They have also been teaching us about equality. Like we should be one. The issue of tribalism should be abolished. And corruption, like if we become future leader, we have to fight corruption.
If you have gone to the community, you should teach people how to defend ourselves. And if you are patriotic, you can do anything to help people.
Dennis Samuel Chol, a South Sudanese national studying at Oche Jesuit Campion, says he is going to use the knowledge to fight corruption in their country.
We see that it will be a good picture that is going to be sold out to the other countries. Like now, personally, I've attended, and then I'm able to show my people what we learned. I'm able to tell them what we learned, and through this process, we're able to fight the corruption, and we're able to fight the mentality that we are separate people, even though we have different tribes in South Sudan. Yeah, so it can really help to fight the corruption in the government, the corruption within the families, the corruption in different states in South Sudan, yes.
The Oche Jesuit Champion says those who went through the training will never remain the same. Okay.
That if you continue with the training beyond just today's pass out, we are going to produce students who are resilient, students who are responsible, and students who don't need really to be followed up, but students who can work under very minimal supervision.
Gulu City ICC, Young Francis Oke, has students to take what they have learned during this period to transform their community.
You want to be a good person tomorrow, begin today, because your future is based in your past.
In 2009, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni launched a new national strategic program to inculcate the norms and value of patriotism in all students. 2009, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni launched a new national strategic program to inculcate the norms and value of patriotism in all students at secondary school and the youth of Uganda. Stephen Okello for Westnile Television, NILECAST.
And more in our stories for the evening. Fuso truck loaded of charcoal coming from Gulu suspected to have gotten a mechanical condition failed to break, ended up knocking and damaging 37 meters over guardrails at Karuma Bridge and plunged into the River Nile. The lorry wreckage has not been traced, and there are no signs of any survivors. And to end our NILECAST for the evening, security agencies have arrested 20 people suspected to have aided the LA Democratic Forces, the ADF rebels, to attack Huhibira Secondary School in Kasese District on Friday. The attackers raided the school at Mpondwe Town Council, which is about 2 kilometers from the Uganda-DRC border, on Friday night and killed 42 people, 37 of whom were students. Major Dikolum, the Suja operations commander, said the ADF rebels entered the area 2 days earlier with the aid of some locals, and on the basis of this, the security agencies have combined and combed the area to apprehend the suspected collaborators. And with that story, we have come to the end of the NILECAST on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILECAST to the end of the NILECAST, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumuringa Christine. Have a good evening.